Hello and welcome to another tier list video. Today we are taking a look at the Minecraft music discs. Now Minecraft is a game that I have played for many years. It's definitely one of my favorite games of all time. And today we're going to be listening to each of the music discs, not the whole song because some of them are pretty long, but just a snippet. And then I'm going to be ranking them. I've heard them all the way through several times, so I feel like I can give a pretty good rating. But starting us off, we have Cat, which is one of the original music discs that goes way back when there was just, I believe, two music discs back in the day. So let's listen to Cat. All right, we'll stop it there because we got a lot of discs to go through, but it kind of continues like that. Now, Cat for me, it starts off a little bit slow. It's kind of slow near the beginning, just like the chimes and the ringing in the beginning. But then when you get into that middle part, it's really nice. Cat is just a really nice, soothing, relaxing music just to play. It's a really nice one if you're just like doing some farming, feeding your cows maybe. It's a really nice, just like chill, relaxing, kind of happy song. So for me, it's a pretty good one. Doesn't really do anything spectacular, but just a nice, calming one to listen to, and it's going to find itself solidly in the B tier. Coming up next, we have Blocks. All right, I'll pause it there. Blocks for me is another just like pretty solid one. It's a little more upbeat, a little more fast paced than Cat, I would say, but overall it's still a pretty solid one. And it's funny that this is named Blocks because this is one that I actually like to listen to when I'm building. It's kind of got like a good beat, a good rhythm to it that I don't know, it just makes me, enjoy the building of a house a little bit more. So I would say this one is another pretty solid one. Once again, it's not really doing anything too special, just sounds pretty good, a good one to have on, and it's going to find itself in another solid B tier. Up next, we have Far. All right, so that was Far, and this is another pretty calming one, a bit slower than even the last two, I would say. This one, if I could take my jukebox with me to play music discs in Minecraft, I would. And this is probably the disc I would usually take with me. It's just got like a really good tune for like exploring. You know, like this is a really nice one if you're like walking through nature, you know, seeing some animals, maybe killing some pigs. Honestly, this is just a nice exploration one, but it's a shame that, if you're exploring, it's kind of hard to also have a jukebox playing near you unless you're constantly breaking it and placing another one. But Far From Me is another just pretty solid one, really no complaints. I would say I like this one a bit more than the previous two, and for that reason, it's going to find itself up in the A tier. Coming up next, we have Strad. All right, that was Strad. Now this one I actually really quite like. I really like the way that there's kind of the two different types of instruments, and I think that they really mix well together. I just think this disc is a really nice one, and pretty much every time I get this one, I'm really excited because I would say among some of the others, this is probably in my top 3 or 4 most played music disc in Minecraft. One that I definitely go to quite a lot, and it's gonna find itself in a very solid A tier. Up next, we have Melohi. Well, that was Melohi, and this is another one that I'm not really a huge fan of the beginning of this one, where it's just kind of I don't even know what you would call it, but I like the middle part where it kind of switches up the instrumental sound a little bit and it gets a little more like chimey, I would say. I really like that part of the song, but the beginning, I'm really not a huge fan of. So for me, Melohi gonna find itself in the C tier. I would put it higher if it was just kind of that middle to the end chunk that I like more, but the opening crawl is a bit slow for me, so I wish I could skip that part. But overall, it's still a pretty good one, still a pretty good C tier. And coming up next, we have Ward. that's Ward, and this is another one that it has kind of that beginning part where it's like almost playing a different tune, and then it has like the kind of the scratch, and then it changes the rest of the song. Again, that beginning part I'm not a huge fan of, but it's pretty short, so it doesn't really bother me too much. But the rest of the song I do quite like. I almost get like RuneScape music track discs for disc vibes for me from this song, and I really like this one. I think it's pretty good. Besides the opening 5-10 seconds, I'm really quite a fan of it, and it's gonna find itself in a pretty solid B tier. Coming up next, we have Chirp. All right, that's Chirp, and I really, really like this one. The beginning, once again, I'm not a huge fan of, but it's still good. But I really liked like that middle part, and even towards the end. It's just a really solid one, and it kind of mixes up the instrumental sound quite a lot, which I do like on a Minecraft disc. And overall, I kind of get like almost deserty vibes, kind of in the middle there, but I really like this one, and for me, it's going to be the first S tier on this list, and it'll find itself up in that top slot for now. Coming up next, we have 11. I'm not going to play too much of that one just because it's kind of more of the same, and then I think it plays a little bit of like footsteps of like him running. But this one, a lot of people see this as kind of like the creepy disc. I mean, you can even see the disc icon is like a busted disc. And honestly, sure, you can play this one if you're trying to make your house sound creepy or something, but I don't think anyone really likes to listen to this one. I mean, it's not even music really. It's kind of just like a weird recording of some guy panting and running and opening a door and flipping a lighter, I think. So it's hard to even call this a music disc. It's certainly unique, and maybe you can do something creepy and have this automatically play when someone enters your house. But for me, this has got to find itself down in the F tier. Just really no enjoyment out of listening to this one. Coming up next, we have 13. All right, so that's all I'm gonna play from 13. This is another one. I believe it was released at the same time as the 11 disc. And this is another one that's a bit more of like it's about like ambient noise. You know, you hear some dripping water, some creepy cave noises. But at least this one is a little bit better than the previous one, I would say. It's certainly not really music I would want to listen to, but I feel like if you want to have something that's going to create like ambient noise, this one is a bit better, especially like this is the kind of music disc that I think you'd want to be playing if you made like a haunted house in Minecraft. I think this one makes a bit more sense, or even just like in a creepy cave. But as far as like music goes, not really something I would want to play. But still not quite as bad as the previous one, so it's going to find itself up in the D tier instead. Up next, we have Stall. So that was Stall, and this is another one that I just really love. I love the like smooth jazz opening in the beginning, and then it gets a little bit more upbeat in the middle, and then goes back to the smooth jazz. I just really love this one. I mean, this is like the perfect kind of music to just like relax, like have a nice meal to, you know, maybe just sit down in a nice chair and on a couch, you know, and listen to. This is some great quality Minecraft music, and for me, this one is definitely going to find itself up in the S tier as well. Coming up next, we have Mall. All right, that was Maul, and this is another one that I really do quite like. Once again, I like the change up. You know, it's got an interesting beginning, and then it changes up in the middle. It gets a little more fast paced. And honestly, overall, I just think this is a really good one. Definitely one that's nice to just throw into the jukebox when you're in your house. Um, yeah, really no complaints about this one. Just a really solid song, and it's gonna find itself up in the A tier as well. Coming up next, we have Wait. that was Wait, and this is another one that I just really do like. It starts out with one instrumental, then it goes to two, and then it goes to three, and they just like all complement each other and come in so well. Definitely one of my favorite music discs, and this one is also going to find itself solidly in the S tier. Last but certainly not least, we have Pig Step. Now I am excited for this one. Now, honestly, I could sit here and listen to this song all day. I mean, this is a certified banger. Now, I like, I like Minecraft music, but it's not really the kind of thing I would listen to in my free time. But Pigstep this is a certified banger. I mean, this song is so good. Like, Minecraft, they gotta put in more songs like this one. I mean, this is the best Minecraft music disc in the game. You can debate me on this all day. It is the best one. I love to listen to this one. I mean, it starts out good and it just gets better and better and better. And the drops in the song, I mean, like I said, it is a certified banger. This song, S tier, and this is the number one. If I had an S plus tier, it would be there. It should be in a tier of its own because this song is just so good. I mean, for a Minecraft song, this thing is amazing. I pretty much always have this thing blasting on my Minecraft house as soon as I get the disc. So Pig Step, definitely my number one. Well, that's my list. Let me know your guys' thoughts, and I hope you enjoyed.